Hello, I'm Cara Stanford. This is the Marketing Spaces. Thank you for taking the time today to join me to figure out if you're ready to design your marketing and sales pipeline. So let's just have a quick reminder of what a marketing and sales pipeline is. We do cover this off in other webinars, so please go and watch them if you would like to get more information or haven't yet seen them. So a marketing and sales pipeline is that process where you take your ideal customer segments through from being completely unaware that you, your product, your services, your company exists, all the way through to being loyal customers. There are different stages that you need to go through, and there are different things that you have to do at each of those stages, which require different resource, different amounts of effort, different amounts of time. So when we talk about designing your marketing and sales pipeline, this is what we're talking about designing. So let's have a look at whether you're ready to start designing it. The criteria that I'm going to take you through are the criteria that we use when we are looking at people who wish to join us on our 5-week Mastering Marketing, Design a Successful Marketing Pipeline program. So let me take you through them step by step. And I would recommend maybe you have a pen and paper to hand so you can make some notes on where you think you're at. And you're probably closer than you think you are. That is what I will say. I think you're probably more ready than you realize you are. But let's find out. So we look for these 5 things: mindset ready, growing, M&A, T&E, journey recognition. What do they mean? Let's take a look. Mindset ready. This is really important. You need to know that your organization can't scale as it is. So you might have a great little business already that's doing really well, that's chugging along, but you know that it's not going to reach that next level of growth that you perhaps want it to reach, or have that greater impact you want it to reach, without some form of change. You also know that marketing in your marketing and sales pipeline is currently a bit scrappy. And that is very typical of growing businesses. You're not alone in this case. It's probably held together a little bit by you're using a bit of an app here, you're using something free here, you do a bit of this here, a bit of that there. It's not one smooth, onwards flowing, beautiful journey and pipeline that's all joined up. And you know that. So that's one of the reasons why you can't scale it, because if you can't start pumping more and more marketing and sales activity through it, it's going to break. But you know this. You know that you have to design your marketing and sales pipeline. You know that it's not just going to happen by chance, and it's not just going to happen with you constantly putting sticky plasters on and trying to build the road while you run at the same time. You know this. And you know that carrying on as you are is going to limit your success. In short, we don't need to persuade you that your marketing and sales pipeline needs to be designed. You already know it. Your mindset ready. Criteria 2 is that your organization is growing. It either wants to grow or is growing. So this could be planned growth. It could be, all right, we've got a plan. We want to grow year on year. We want to reach this size. Or it could be unplanned growth. We've gone, oh my goodness, everything's all of a sudden really taken off. All of that hard work we've put in over the last few years is really coming to fruition. But we're creaking at the seams, and we need to really change our marketing and sales so that it's not all chaotic and panicky and falling apart. It could be your organization needs to move forward, because when you stay the same, you're actually going to go backwards, because staying still means stagnating, and it means slowly failing, because the world moves on around us and goes forward and forward and forward. And then you end up becoming the organization that's out of touch, the organization that's slowly, every year, your profit margin is decreasing and decreasing and decreasing. Or your organization is new. It might be a new organization, so you want to build your marketing and sales pipeline to get going and really go from a good foot. Or it could be that you've pivoted. You've had to pivot, or you've chosen to pivot. We've pivoted at the Marketing Spaces. We originally began life as something slightly different, and we pivoted. So that meant we had to completely revisit our marketing and sales pipeline. That's how these things go. So criteria 2 is you're in a state of growth. Criteria 3 that we look for to see if you're ready to design your marketing and sales pipeline is, do you have the money and authority? Because the person who designs your marketing and sales pipeline needs to be able to get the budget for the design, build, and run. We always talk about 3 phases. You design your marketing and sales pipeline, then you build it, then you run it. 3 very distinct phases, needing different budgets, needing different amounts of money, needing different skills for each stage. The person who designs your marketing and sales pipeline also has to have authority to be able to say, right, this is what needs to go into the marketing and sales pipeline. These are my recommendations. This is why. It would be absolutely heartbreaking if you sat down, you created it all, you followed everything, and then we're told, no, we're not going to do that. No, I don't like that. No, I don't want that to happen. You have to have the decision-making authority, or at least be very, very close to the person who does, and take them on that journey with you. Which means you need to be able to make recommendations to the board and partners that will probably happen. You need to be able to say, look, we need to be able to do this, and they will listen to you. So if you're going to say we need to be able to do this, you have to be able to back it up, obviously. This shows us, though, that you're serious about designing and building a marketing and sales pipeline. If either you have the money or authority, or the person who does have the money and authority has given you permission to go and do this. Criteria 4, T&E, time and effort. You've got to take time out to do this. Sorry. You can't just do it in between the gaps as an add-on to your day job. You really, really can't. You have to carve the time out to design your marketing and sales pipeline. And you need the headspace and the energy to design it. Designing is very different to running your marketing and sales. It is a different headspace because you have to be able to step back. You have to be able to see everything, take that big picture view, and you've got to be able to see all of the different things all at once. You need headspace for that. As an example, our Mastering My Marketing program takes at least 10 hours per week for 5 weeks. You cannot fit this type of stuff in between the cracks. Criteria 5, you have to recognize this is a journey. You can't think that you're going to design your marketing and sales pipeline. That's it, it's done. It's not like that at all. Designing your marketing and sales pipeline is the first part. Building it is the next part. Running it is the next part. And then improving it, and improving it, and improving it again and again and again and again, forever. It is forever. And you need to recognize that this is a journey that you are going to be on forever. It's not a case of go, great, done that, can just ignore that, carry on with something else. Have to have that journey recognition. So these are the 5 criteria that let us know if you are ready to design your marketing and sales pipeline. As I said, I suspect you're closer than you thought you might be. If you want some help with this, we're here for you. This is what we do. We really, really want to help you. I've mentioned already, we do have our big 5-week program. It's intense. It requires you to some budget. It requires some energy. It requires focus. It requires effort, but it gets the results, and it gets them in 5 weeks. In 5 weeks' time, you can have designed your marketing and sales pipeline. What I would suggest you do is go and have a look. Check out the information of it. You can request to download our info pack. See if it's right for you. Have a think about it. You can also make a start on following some of these structured approaches. We've got a great online course called How to Write Your Strategic Marketing Plan. This is a really good place to start. It gets your thinking in the right place. It helps build up that readiness for designing your marketing and sales pipeline. And it really gets you to take that step back from your business and start to map out things. As it's an online program, you can just do it in your own time. You can just start accessing the videos, the workbook, work through it as and when you have that time to do so. Of course, we've got some DIY options. I recommend you go and find the insights section of our website. It's got loads of great videos, articles. Check out the tab Pipeline Marketing to get you going, but also have a look under planning. We've got all kinds of resources there for you, which you can just completely and utterly access. We also run events. I particularly recommend the quarterly marketing workshops, which are ticketed events. So do make sure you get your ticket, as they have a habit of selling out quite quickly. And if you're subscribing to our newsletter, you're going to get invitations to our free virtual coffee breaks. You're going to get my notes from a strategic marketer. You're going to get the opportunity to request to join the community-only LinkedIn group, because we are here to help you. We're here to help you get ready to design your marketing and sales pipeline, and we're here to help you actually design it. Thank you so much for your time. Enjoy designing that marketing and sales pipeline.